Hello and welcome to YakWaxLips. My name is Michael, your point-and-click adventurer, and this is episode 2 of The Hand of Glory Part 2. So in the previous episode, we finally made it to Italy, and we have to find the Count of Monte Cristo. No, we have to find a guy who was probably dead 2 centuries ago, or something or other. But we've basically got to talk to this guy here. If you didn't know what happened in the last episode, watch the last episode. I'll put a link to it in the description. Let's get on.
Good morning. Are you the Marquis de Vilta?
Who are you? And who told you who I am?
My name's Lazarus Bundy. I arrived here a few hours ago. I've just been to the San Leo fortress, but found it closed for renovations. There was a very friendly attendant, though, who told me about you and of the castle, Santo Leonidum?
Sancti Leonis, the castle of St. Leo, which my family renamed as such in honor of the local saint.
Exactly what I just said. Would it be possible to access the building to take a look at the findings?
The castle is private property, and if I agreed to store a few ancient artifacts there, it is only because Walter Baringler, the director I hired to look after the building, insisted. Certainly not to set up a museum for American tourists. Bah.
Listen, I just got here from Florida
And you should have better informed yourself before leaving. I'm very attached to that building, and the very few trusted people I let enter are in possession of a specific permit signed by me.
A permit, huh?
So I have to get that permit.
You spoke of a permit. Do I have any shot at getting one?
You'd have a better chance of speeding past my vintage vehicle on that scrap heap of yours, young man.
Hey, don't insult my green dart. I had met my share of bloated windbags, but this one threatened to explode at any moment. I would get that permit, and I would sign it myself. His home was the most likely place to look for one. I absolutely had to get his address. Tell me about San Leo.
What do you take me for, a tour guide? Go bother someone else, for heaven's sake.
Trying to drag information out of that man felt like a salmon trying to swim upstream.
Okay.
I really need to go.
I'll bear this pain with stoicism.
Hey! Hey, mister!
Huh? Are you talking to me?
Of course I'm talking to you. Come here a second, please. Look, pal, would you do me a favor? I dropped my pendant, and to get it, I need to go around the building or climb over. Could you maybe...
Why not? Here you are.
Very kind. Mr...
Bundy. Lazarus Bundy.
Lazaro? Like in the Holy Bible?
There's a story behind that, actually.
I'm Oliviero, the second best bartender in the world. Welcome to San Leo. What brings you here?
Oh, nothing. I just wanted to disconnect from work and take a long trip through Europe.
I understand, but I've seen you asking a lot of questions around here for a tourist.
Occupational hazard?
Mm-hmm. Why? What's your job?
I decided not to show my cards to a perfect stranger. Operator for a statistical agency.
Exciting, to say the least. Well, Lazaro, if you need anything, just ask. I have everything you might need.
I didn't much like his attitude. He seemed harmless, although wasn't that quite the interrogation he'd just given me?
So he says his name is Olivero, which to me is Olive. We are looking for an Olive.
What can you tell me about San Leo?
San Leo is a small town. I think close to 3,000 people or so. There's a lot of history here, and we certainly don't lack tourism. And yet...
I bet you dream about the big cities of the world.
Spot on. It's just that I didn't imagine ending up behind a bar counter after my PhD in chemistry. I believe I deserve something more out of life.
Oliviero reminded me of myself in many ways. I left Italy with the same spirit, when searching for something that turned out to be just a fleeting moment of glory.
What do you sell exactly? Why do you say you are the second best? Yeah.
What do you sell exactly?
Purely basic necessities. Milk, tobacco, and alcohol.
Tobacco and alcohol are basic necessities?
Are you kidding? Most people would sell their grannies for a carton of cigarettes.
I know what you mean. Until recently, I smoked 2 packs a day.
Wow. We're in the presence of one of the select few who managed to quit.
Too late, though. The problem with smoking is that you don't realize how it's hurting you until someone else, generally in a white coat, shoves it in your face.
Yeah, all of these kind of don't really matter, but let's find out.
Why did you say you're the second best bartender in the world?
Rumor has it that the best of all lives in Rome. A true legend. It seems he scattered members of his family around the world. destined to become his heirs.
Well, if you're such a good bartender, then maybe you're one of them.
Hey, you're right.
Do you know the Marquis de Vilta?
Who doesn't know that arrogant ass?
For reasons I'm not going to explain, I need to reach his home, but I don't know the address.
Oh, sorry, but I prefer to stay out of it. I don't want to get into trouble with him. He's too influential a person. Besides which, to tell you the truth, I don't exactly know where his mansion is. Out of town, anyway.
I get it. Have you ever requested a permit for Castle Sancto Leonida?
Castle Sancti Leonis. I tried once, yes. I wanted to organize a private tour for me and a companion. That little guy, though, allows entry only to a close circle of friends, and apparently I'm not part of it. But then again, I'm just a bartender.
What happened to the form?
I made a great paper plane out of it that earned me the current record here in San Leo.
Ooh, so maybe there's a paper plane around.
Do you chew that piece of wood all day?
A piece of wood? I've heard it all now. This is a licorice root.
You still look like a goat to me.
Nice. Can
See you later.
we click on the pendant? No. So we still need to get his address. What else could I do? I can go talk to that librarian again. Or maybe look for a paper plane. Could be a paper plane anywhere? Oh, vintage car. I did not see that whatsoever. Bottle of gasoline. Was that there before?
It was the Marquis' car, and I must say it reminded me of its owner. Small and roundish. I took a deep whiff of the gasoline. What can I say? Everyone has their weaknesses.
I'm with you there, Laz. I do like the smell of petrol, as they call it. Tie with chewing gum. I wonder if we can put that on the car.
Sometimes,
No. Kind of a bit pointless, to be honest. Maybe if I could I puncture it and then try and pretend to fix it or something?
Maybe. Or
No, maybe or maybe not. Let's try the keys in the car.
was it really worth?
Was it really worth it? What was that band again? Tracking bracelet, I remember. Can we call Alice? Let's right click. Contacts. Alice.
I could do without Alice's help just then.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Right click on the puddle of
The
gasoline.
vintage car was well preserved, but judging by the patch of gasoline on the ground, it must have had a leak.
Must have had a leak. Can we take the chewing gum off the tyre?
It stored a piece of the old tire I'd repaired with.
No, we can't. Let's go into here and speak to that librarian again. See if anybody else is in there. Let's talk to her because we've met Olive.
Aye.
What can you tell me about the Marquis de Vilta? Let's talk about Castle Pactiglione.
What can you tell me about the Marquis de Vilta?
Why the interest?
We just had a little spat, and I'd like to know who I'm dealing with.
I admit he's not the most sociable person in the neighborhood, but at least he actively participates in municipal life. He's given numerous grants to the library, among other things, and he's a fervent reader.
I must have genuinely misjudged him. Now I feel guilty. Do you know his address? I'd like to deliver him a gift to make up for it.
The Marquis is registered here, but we don't require an address for membership. We just ask for phone numbers in case someone forgets to return a borrowed book.
That could be a good start.
I'm sorry, but our privacy policy forbids me from providing personal details to strangers, if you're thinking of asking me for it.
Come on. Who's ever going to know?
I don't mean to intrude on your discussion, but I couldn't help but overhear. Clara is bound to respect her duties, especially the obligation of confidentiality.
Gaia, not Clara. And don't worry, I had no intention of ignoring my responsibilities.
This is a full-scale coalition against me.
To be honest, Lazarus, it's not a coalition against you. It's just they're doing their job. Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about Castle Pactiglione.
Castle Sancti Leonis. It's a great building, ancient and fascinating. Unfortunately, for a while now, the Marquis has stopped issuing permits to visit it, which is strange, because until a few months ago, he was more than happy to show off his family's holdings.
Have you ever tried asking for a permit?
No. But it seems he's particularly reluctant to grant them.
That's strange, isn't it?
I have an insane desire to read.
To borrow a book, you need a card, which, unfortunately, I can only issue to residents.
But I really have a great desire to read.
You're strange, Lazarus. You make me laugh. Try to swing by City Hall. Maybe they could issue you a tourist permit.
I doubted it. Plus, I'd have exposed myself too much. So to borrow a book...
You need a library card. Unfortunately, I have strict regulations about that. I can only issue cards to residents.
So I need to become a resident, or at least get a tourist
Take care, Gaia.
permit for a book. Do I need a book? I don't really need a book right now, do I? Maybe I can see.
I wanted
who's
to
in
read the
logbook.
logbook. I had to first get rid of Gaia. Bye.
Can I get rid of her? Can I send her on some wild trip? Oh, I see. I know what I've got to do. I've got to get a permit so that I can ask her for a book, so that she goes off and get it. And when she's gone, I can have a look at this.
Take care, Gaia.
Classic adventure game move. What else could we... Let's speak to this chap again.
Father Carlo?
Yes?
Have you got a library card?
Have you got a library card?
Sure. Here, go ahead and take it.
But are you giving it to me without even asking for it?
Isn't it written, better is a dish of vegetables where love is, than a fattened ox served with hatred?
I started to ponder the parable of Father Carlo, trying to make sense of that enigmatic verse. Perhaps the man standing in front of me possessed a well-concealed wisdom? Okay, probably not.
I want that on a t-shirt. Guys, if you're watching Mad Entertainment, please make that on a t-shirt.
You must know many of the faithful in your church.
As does any parish priest worthy of such a name.
Good. The man I'm looking for is named DeVilta. He's short, slightly overweight, wears glasses. Does that ring a bell?
Yes, of course.
Oh, perfect. Do you know his home address?
I'd really love to help, but, well...
You don't remember it.
I'm sorry. Lately my mind is distracted with the organisation of Christmas.
Christmas? It's the beginning of November.
Are you serious?
Are you serious?
Tell me something about Castle Sancti Leonini.
I think it's Castle Facti Leonidi.
No, wait. Maybe it's Castle Sanctum Lapini.
Or Castle Fant Laprini.
Come on, you two. It's Castle Sancti Leonis.
Whatever. At least we got close. I withdraw my question. Goodbye, Father.
I like this guy. I like Father... What's his name? Father Carlo. Right, if we have a library card, I'm pretty sure we might not be
It
able
was
to...
Father Carlo's library card. He looked smarter in the photo.
He has a paper plane on it. Give that to the librarian.
I had to show her a card, but not Carlo's. That was
Okay.
Gaia, the pretty town librarian.
Can I use my badge on that?
I could use the photo from my badge to modify the card, but first, I had to unglue it. Wheeler must have used a very powerful adhesive. I couldn't detach it.
Okay. So I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. No, go away. So, how could I detach it? Can't really use the clothes stick.
I thought it was better to look for another solution.
Oh, the balsam. The balsam.
Maybe. Or maybe not.
I'm going with maybe. Oh, I like that little hanging thing there. What else could I use? Keys? Could I scratch it off?
I thought it was better to look...
Tie with chewing gum? Not really.
Sometimes, my obsession...
No. Oh, nail. Maybe I can get that with a nail.
I would use the nail to unstick that photo from the badge.
Has that worked? Bingo. Passport photo with
The
that.
photo would have never stuck to the card without some kind of fixative.
Can I use the that tie with chewing gum?
The chewing gum would allow me to glue the photo, but it was dry and wouldn't come off the tire piece.
Okay.
Some people are born photogenic, and it's useless to deny it. I was among them.
Can I use the balm with the tire?
I was all out of ideas.
So it's dry, so we need to get it wet. How could we get it wet? The fountain outside, perhaps? Maybe use a clothes stick with it.
I thought it was better to look for another.
No.
It's
What?
sort of piece of the old tired.
Yes, all right. So we tried that with that. What did he
Chewing
say?
gum would be useful for gluing something onto Carlo's card, but I would think more about it after I figured out what.
That's not what I wanted to do. That with
The
that?
chewing gum would allow me to glue the photo, but it was dry and wouldn't come off the tire piece.
Okay, let's put the tire piece back. So we got a little bit further there. I think maybe I used the fountain outside with the tire. Do you think? Get a little wet.
The water from the fountain wouldn't be enough to get the chewing gum off. Something more effective was needed.
What else is gas? Gasoline?
A few seconds soaking in the gas would turn the chewing gum back to its original state.
Cool. Right, chewing gum with a photo. Excellent work. Photo with Carlo's card. Brilliant. We now have our very own card. I enjoyed that little puzzle there. Very good. Very good stuff. Go back in here, get a book, get the address, go to his mansion. Oh, we're moving on now, aren't we? I'm getting ahead of myself. It might not work.
Hey, Gaia, here's my card.
So you got proof of residence in the last 5 minutes, and you also managed to procure a membership card without me officially issuing it. Moreover, a new card on which you appear to be born in 1963. You don't show your age at all. Congratulations.
Well, apart from that, everything's in order, right?
I've never seen such a clumsy attempt to borrow a book. I'll turn a blind eye, just this one time. Is there something you want to consult?
I hadn't read a book for at least 6 years. And on top of that, it was the installation manual for the air conditioner. I floundered about, looking for a title that might at least sound plausible. What the government kept from us, by Weelo Wee.
Weelo Wee?
Sure, the much-talked-about Vietnamese writer who was the best-selling smash the last few years. Don't tell me you never heard of him.
I admit I haven't. I'll have to search in the new arrivals section. It might take a while.
I'm in no hurry.
I'll be back soon. I'm really sorry, but there's no trace of that book.
Maybe it's too recent. Don't worry, I'll think of something else.
Bingo. New contact. I guess we have to ring him. For some reason. What else is on the notebook? I'm on the trail of Count of Cagliostro. Yeah, to investigate Castle Saint something. I need to find out where the villager lives. Right, that's literally what I'm doing right now. Shall I call him? Or shall I go outside and call? I'm going to call him now. Contacts. Devita.
I could do without Al.
No, not Alice.
I could have compelled De Vilta to go back to his house, but I doubted I would be able to chase him with Green Dart.
Okay. Do we maybe be able to sneak inside of his car? Do you think?
It was the Marquis' car, and I must say it reminded me of its owner.
You said that.
It was the
And that. Maybe talk to this guy again.
I had nothing else to ask him.
Alright. Can I talk to him again?
I had nothing else to ask him.
No. Wrong. De Vilta.
I preferred to call from the library so I could spy on De Vilta without being seen.
Okay. So we need to do something with his car, don't we? Tire. Tire. Pretend it's broken, maybe?
Better think about it.
Okay. Tire with
No matter how
gas.
hard I tried.
What else have I got? Nothing. Big stick. The car.
I was all out of ideas.
Trying to think how I can kind of wreck the car a little bit more. So balm. I am just using things with things.
No matter how hard
Tour guides maybe.
I didn't want to bother him.
No. Kind of don't see the reason of a magnet.
No matter how hard I try.
No matter how hard I tried. I have to do something with it. Can I attach green dot to the car? That seems ludicrous.
I thought it was better to look for another solution.
I agree, Lazarus. I agree. What did he say? I've got to ring him from the library. But I can't because he won't because he's in his car essentially, isn't he? Oh.
I could have compelled Devilta to go back to his house, but I doubted I would be able to chase him with Green Dart.
I've got a tracking device, haven't I? Let's use a tracking device on the car. That has to be right. Tracking bracelet. How are we going to attach it? Is that right?
By attaching the bracelet around the car's muffler, Alice would be able to follow its every move. Done. The Marquis was totally absorbed in his reading and didn't notice anything. There was nothing else to do besides send him home now.
Oh dear.
I was clearly getting worse by the minute, but I couldn't give up before finding that child. I had to resist.
Poor Lazarus. Yes, if you didn't know, in part 1, we found out right at the very end that he has cancer. There you go. Spoiler alert. Well, it's not a spoiler. You should know that. It was the end of episode. It was the end of part 1. But he's going to do it anyway. He's going to try and find that kid, little Eric. Right click. That's the wrong one. No, it's not. Right click. Contacts. Devilta.
There wasn't anything else to do but phone Devilta and motivate him to return home.
Hello?
Hi, is this the Marquis Devilta?
I am. Who's speaking?
I'm calling from the local fire station. We've had a report of a fire in your garden.
You're joking, right?
We don't have time for jokes around here. I suggest you hurry back and get to your house as soon as possible.
My lovely house! My paintings!
At that point, it was up to Alice to follow the movements of the Marquis.
Hi, Lars.
Hey there. Have you arrived at the home of Professor Visconti?
Almost.
Great. When you get there, you should give me the current position of the tracking bracelet.
What are you up to with the tech equipment I gave you, Lazarus Bundy?
Let's just say Cagliostro isn't the only nobleman I have to track down. Can you do that quickly?
It shouldn't be any problem. Just give me time to set up an internet connection.
All right. Standing by.
Yeah, that was good fun. Oh, wow. Colosseum. Presumably.
It's a shame I won't have time to visit Rome up, down, and sideways. That's something I've dreamed of doing for a long time. Well, now I'm officially, or at least almost officially, on duty. I have to show everybody what I'm made of.
Awesome, so we get to play Alice, which is something that I really, really wanted to do in the second part, because even though she had a little part in the first one, yes, get to play her again. That's amazing, fantastic. But we are going to pick this up in the next episode. So if you've enjoyed this episode, please leave a huge like, really appreciate it, and hit that subscribe whilst you are down there. And until next time, I'm excited to continue the adventures of Lazarus Bundy and Alice, what's her name. Until next time, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is you're doing right now, and take care.